whatever happens, you have a mother, and she's truly proud of you.
Hey, howdy, hey, people of the internet. Wolfman47 here. Yeah, but you didn't expect to see another video today. So when I was planning my videos for March, I realised that I didn't really plan anything for Mother's Day. So I decided, as a last minute video, I'll do a vlog where I'm going to talk about what I consider to be the best on-screen mothers on TV and film. Now, I know for a lot of you, talking about mums can be quite a touchy, sensitive and triggering subject because for a number of different reasons. Not going to assume or judge or anything. So if you don't really want to watch this video, that's fine. Click somewhere else, watch something else. But don't forget to subscribe if you can, please. So, yeah. So those of you that stay behind, well, I'm going to talk about some of the best mums that I've seen on screen. Of course, my mum will always be number one. That's a given. So definitely not going to be a ranking list like I've done before on my blog, but not done here on my videos. I know people think I should do ranking stuff, but I'm like, I'll do my own thing. So yeah. Alright, so let's start with one that many people know about, and that is Molly Weasley, the mother of the various Weasley siblings, children, whatever, in Harry Potter. Everybody knows this character well. She is a mother figure to not just the Weasleys, but also to Harry and Hermione, always taking them in during the summer holidays and also in the sort of festive holidays. Actually, no, not summer holidays, more of the festive than anything. And she's one of the few people that actually became more of a mother figure to Harry when his own mum died at the hands of Voldemort, and Aunt Petunia didn't really do much in the way of being a mother to him. So yeah, and she also did a lot of things, like she tried to convince Percy to get out of the ministry when things started to turn sour, which he ultimately eventually did because she believed that there was still good in him, and turns out she was right. And she also protected Ginny by pretty much defeating and possibly killing, or maybe she killed herself, anyway, defeating Bellatrix in the Battle for Hogwarts. So yeah, this is a mother that definitely knows her stuff and will fight to protect those that she cares about most, for sure. And also give people presents as well, which is just nice. Next is, well, most people refer to her as Emily, but I'm just going to call her Andy's mum because that's what everybody calls the mum of the Toy Story films. So Andy's mum is an interesting character. She doesn't appear on screen too much in the films. I think that the most screen time she's had in any of the Toy Story films is in Toy Story 3, where she appears in it quite a lot. She tries to get her children to sort of enjoy life and sort of see it as a sort of playful thing, so appreciate your toys, play with them, and look after them and all that. And many people have sort of theorized that she could very well be Emily, the original owner of the Jessie doll, which we see in Toy Story 2. And even Disney themselves confirmed that she is in fact Emily. So yeah, it's kind of a full circle thing with that. But as a mother, she introduces Andy and his sister the sort of playful side of playing with toys, and that they should be appreciated, and when they are eventually ready to grow up and move on from them, to do what they think is the right thing. So yeah, that's Andy's mum. Sticking with Pixar, moving on to Elastigirl. Now, Elastigirl out of The Incredibles, it may not come across to many as the strongest, given how she's stretchy and all that, but then you forget that she actually does come across as quite a strong character in the film. Like, she uses her powers to keep everybody at bay, and she feels that she is the most indestructible character, to the point where she will actually do anything to sort of fix everybody's messes, and just gets on with life and everything. Protects her children, protects her husband, and even tries to dissuade him from going back to the glory days of being supers because of the whole situation with the government not being too happy about the supers in that particular universe. Many superhero films, even superhero films today, often forget the sort of human aspect of heroes. It's all about people saving the day. We all go home and all that. But no, The Incredibles definitely a different kettle of fish. For Elastigirl for sure. So yeah, that's her. Now, I know she's not technically a mother as such, but in all the different variants of Aunt May, you can definitely say that she is a mother, because when Peter Parker's parents die, she and Uncle Ben become his paternal guardians, or more so with her over Uncle Ben, because Uncle Ben is, as a sort of canon event, does die when Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man, but not before. But in some iterations, not before delivering the iconic speech about responsibility, even though in the comics it's not quite that. But anyway, Aunt May, in all the variants I've seen her in, she protects Peter Parker, makes sure his interests are at the best of heart, and even though Peter has had many opportunities to say that he is Spider-Man, she actually does accept that he is Spider-Man and just rolls with it. Doesn't say anything about it. In some versions, she already knows that he's Peter Parker, not that he's Spider-Man. I get a bit confused. And then other versions, it comes as a surprise to her, and other reasons. But anyway, she protects Peter Parker. She goes her way to protect his friends and all the other stuff. And she is the best paternal figure Peter Parker can ask for, especially when in pretty much every superhero origins, the parents die or are non-existent at one point or another. So yeah, that is Aunt May. So going into Once Upon a Time territory, next person on our list is Regina Mills. Now, for those of you who don't know what Once Upon a Time is, it's a TV series that tries to put in various characters from fairy tales, folklore, and the Grimm's brothers' old tales, and Disney characters all together, and sort of throw them into the modern world to see how they would cope. And Regina Mills, despite all her villainous ways, is one of the few characters that does find a way to redeem herself. She's actually a good mother. Even though she's not the mother to Henry, she does come across as a good mother, trying to protect him from the dangers of the world, and tries to keep his best interests at heart. And even though he may not always agree with her ways and everything, she did ultimately manage to win his trust in the later seasons, when she turns more of a sort of anti-hero good queen over being an evil queen, because she is basically based on the evil queen from Snow and the Seven Dwarfs. So that's Regina Mills, and she did actually become the sort of ruler of all the Once Upon a Time universe in the end. So if that's not a sign of trust, then I don't know what is. But anyway, that is Regina Mills. So going into animated territory now, or rather going back into animated territory with Marge Simpson. Now, of the Simpsons, each character is different. You got the dimwit, that is Homer, the prankster, that is Bart, the intelligent, that is Lisa, and the sort of silent witty, that is Maggie, I guess. But when it comes to Marge, yeah, she's wrong about stuff, and yeah, she might be quite annoying and all that, but at the end of the day, she is the one that kind of puts up with everybody's problems. She puts up with Homer's sort of schemes. She puts up with the pranking of Bart, and all the other stuff, and ultimately, she's the one that keeps the family together in the end. She is the one that helps them get through life. She's the one that is the voice of reason, even though she might be wrong about things. And she even sort of agrees or disagrees with some things as well. But yeah, ultimately she is a mum that cares a great deal, and even sort of puts aside the fact that she might not get many friends from being married, but for being part of a family that's very dysfunctional. But wouldn't have any away for most fans, I guess. So we're going to Doctor Who territory now. Now, for as long as I can remember, not many companions have had much of their backstories explored. Like, we don't really know much about their families and so forth, and that is until the revival series came about, where we finally got sort of character development for Rose Tyler's mum, which is Jackie Tyler. Now, it was a toss up between her and Sarah Jane, because Sarah Jane Smith does in fact get her own son in her own show later on. But Jackie Tyler's the one that most people will remember best, because she fiercely protects Rose, and when Rose makes it clear that she wants to be with the Doctor, she fiercely protects the Doctor as well, especially in his 10th incarnation. Not so much his 9th, because his 9th is sort of like, there's sort of an antagonistic sort of relationship between the two. But when he becomes the 10th, she fiercely tries to protect them both. So yeah, and she appears in a recurring role across Doctor Who, but ultimately she makes a lot of sacrifices and ultimately does protect the Doctor and Rose the best way she can. So yeah, one such example is during the Battle of Canary Wharf, where she just accepted that the Doctor picked her over Rose and hoped that Rose would be okay, and she was okay in the end. So yeah, even though she was on a parallel universe in the end. But anyway, moving on. Stranger Things, Joyce Byers. Of all the mothers in the Stranger Things universe, I forget the name of the place, my bad. She is the one that no matter what happens, she just wants her sons and 11, or whatever her name is, to live the best lives they can, and doesn't care about their little inconsistencies, different weirdness and stuff. She just wants them to be the best that they can be, and raises them to be just that. And she just when she starts a kind of sort of relationship with Hawkins, the sheriff, she just puts up with his nonsense. Yeah, she is a fiercely loyal mother, that one, whether it's to her own children or to her own friends. So yeah, that's Joyce Byers. So moving on to one of the rare things that Disney do, which is bring parents into the mix, because as we all know, in Disney films, most mothers are either non-existent or have died by the point of the film, but not Carla. Carla is an ape in Tarzan who finds baby Tarzan and takes him away from the cheetah, or leopard, whichever one it is. I forget which. But anyway, and even though Tarzan is very different to the other apes, she decides to take him in anyways, as if he was her own. Puts up with his pranks and nonsense, and goes as far as to sort of protect him against Kerchank's wishes and so forth. But ultimately, this leads to her sort of going with Kerchank in the sort of part of the film where Tarzan reveals the location of the apes to Clayton and the others, and she actually does sort of take Kerchank's place, but not sort of being like, oh, I don't want you as a son anymore. More of a, yeah, you did wrong, and I don't want to hurt you or anything, but it's best you know the truth. So she showed him the truth about who he is, and gave him the choice to either leave the humans or stay with the apes. And he did decide to initially leave with the humans, but as we all know, he decided to protect his family, and yeah, and it was that point that Kerchank accepted him, and yeah, the rest is history. So that's that. And the last one on my list is Morticia Addams from the Addams Family. So everybody knows the Addams Family by now. They are a macra, or whatever the phrase is, kind of family who do all sorts of weird, wacky things, very gothic sort of horror-like characters. And she is a mother that just sort of encourages the children to be more weird than quote-unquote normal. She just encourages them to be more that, and will not tolerate them when they decide to be quote-unquote normal. Just likes them being weird, and that's all there is to it. And that's just 10 of many different on-screen good mothers that do good and do anything to protect their children and just do, yeah, whatever. So yeah, so that's my sort of Mother's Day vlog. I hope you all liked it, and feel free to put your own what you think are good mothers in the comments below. Of course, if I think for most of us, our own mums will be number one, no matter what. I know some of you might feel triggered by being talked about mums, and you might not have the best relationship with your mum and all that. But yeah, just be you. You do what you want, and appreciate your mum and cherish her, or don't. And if your mum turns out to be a man, that's fine too, or do, because, you know, not every family's going to have a man and woman, a mother and a father, in the sense that it's a man and a woman. It can be a woman and a woman, or a man and a man, or transgender and all that other stuff. So yeah. Alright, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please like, share, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And if I do any one-off vlogs again, it'll probably be the same situation in which I forget that there's a day like this to appreciate. So yeah. Alright. Toodles. Mom spaghetti.